Hello, Teacher Max here again, and welcome to today's English video where I will help you improve your listening ability and your comprehension to understand stories and new vocabulary words. If you have watched some of my previous videos, you realize today is yet another interesting video which we will discuss from our selection of folk tales. Folk tales are a variety of stories and they can range anything from fairy tales, myths, legends, tall tales, and my personal favorite, fables. Today's fable I am going to introduce to you is none other than the treasure on the farmland. Now, fables are important because they teach us morals and lessons which we can use and implement. We can implement and use them in our own lives. Please take a look at the pictures. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you have to listen carefully because there are some questions at the end of this fable. The treasure on the farmland. Many years ago, in a quite desolate area, which means it's in the middle of nowhere, it's quite neglected, there are not many people around, was a very large, flourishing farmland. This farmland was so large that if you stood from the one hill and observed all the way across the horizon to the other hills, you could not see the end of the farmland. It was prosperous in the fact that this farmland did not only have willing, happy, and many employees, but it was prosperous because the farmer from this farm actively every day took part in farming his lands. He would go out of the house, greet his children, and go assist all the people that helped him on the farms. He knew exactly what was going on in his farm and on the lands. He wasn't lazy. He was known to be very hardworking, and all his employees, all the people that helped him on the farm, they respected his ability to put his hands in the dirt and to get dirty on his farm. So he didn't just sit back and wait for his harvest and wait for his crops to grow. He was always out and about, busy looking for ways to improve his harvest and his farmlands. Unlike his two sons, regrettably or quite sadly, both of the farmer's sons, 5 years apart, were very lazy. They were always out fishing or gallivanting, riding bike, running through the vineyards, but they were never actually involved in assisting him with the farmland. They didn't care about the growth of the tomatoes. They didn't care about the growth of the grapes. He tried to explain to them on many occasions why these plants grew a certain way, how you adapted them, how much water they should get. But the sons were not bothered. They were lazy. They liked to watch TV. They liked to laze about, visit their friends. And on one day, a very special occasion, it was the annual birthday of the farm. So the farmer had celebrated a certain crop he had grown a few years ago, and he was excited. He called his sons over, but, they just shrugged their shoulders. Dad, you are much better than we are at this farm story. We are going to visit some friends. And off they dashed eagerly. Couldn't wait to get away. However, what the father never told his sons was that he had been quite unwell, and sadly, he was deteriorating. So he was getting sicker and sicker each day. Unfortunately, for the farm and for himself and his family, he knew that he was not going to make it. His health was getting quite bad. He called his sons closer to his bed and he told them, as much as I love you, I have to let you know that this will be my last imparting words. Both his sons were shocked. They couldn't believe their healthy, vigorous father working on the beautiful farmlands was actually going to die. So he told them, listen carefully, sons. On my farmland, on your farmland now, I've hidden a treasure. Both the lazy boys' eyes went as big as saucers. They couldn't believe their luck. I have buried this treasure on the lands, and you need to find it. Not individually, but together you need to make a concerted effort to find this treasure. These were the last words their father had told them before he died peacefully in his sleep that night. Naturally, during the course of the following days, from the adjacent farms, farmers came to visit, people came to visit, they bought food, they were sad. Everybody really loved the farmer. The boys, however, as much as they were mourning, they were excited by the prospect of finding treasure hidden on the farmland. They couldn't believe their luck. Our dad left us treasure. Yay, said the other boy. Let us go out, seek and find so much money. They were picturing coins and gold and everything, what they were going to purchase, what they were going to do with their claim of finding the treasure. However, it was not till a few days later that the boys realized how very large and colossal the farmlands were. But that didn't protrude them. That didn't stop them. They were eager to find easy money. They wanted to find the treasure. So they started digging, day in, day out, night and day. When they were exhausted, they would sleep on the farmlands and they would cultivate the grass and the ground. So they would dig up the ground. And while they were there, they were obviously nurturing the soil. The farm workers on the farm came to assist them. And as they went along, digging holes, looking for the treasure, they didn't realize that every farmland they approached, every area on the farm, they were actually looking after. So they were digging holes, the farm workers would come, they'd fill the holes or they'd water the plants, seedlings would be planted, and so on it would go for days, for weeks, for months. They kept looking for this treasure that just seemed to be non-existent. Until 2 seasons had passed, and both the sons stood tired, and they looked out onto the farmlands, and they realized what had occurred, what had happened. During their desperate search to make easy money, lazy easy money, they had in fact started to become familiar and acquainted with the land. They had started to look after the land. They were digging holes. They were chatting to the farm workers. They were becoming involved with the legacy that their father had left them. So when they came to this realization, both the sons stood next to each other, peering out, and they realized day in and day out, they had been searching for an actual treasure. They had been searching for a myth, for gold, which their father, or coins, had told them might be hidden or was hidden, but it was never actual gold that he had wanted them to find. They realized with all their hard work and their labor, looking for something that didn't exist, they had put in so much effort, so much time and love into the farmlands that they had not found coins and gold, but they had made the farm more prosperous. They had made the farm flourish. The harvest was growing. The tomatoes were ripe. The vineyards were beautiful. Everything was cut. The ground was neatly where they take the rakes and they raked all the aisles. And both the sons looked at each other amazed, shocked, almost speechless. They knew that their father was in heaven, up there, smiling down at them, because he could not put into words what a treasure he had left behind for his sons. They needed to work hard and succeed by working hard to realize what a gold mine, what a treasure, what a precious thing their father had in fact given them. As hard work as it was, they realized a very important lesson. The only way to succeed in life is by working hard, by being determined, by being motivated. There is no easy way to success. If you work hard, you will achieve greatness. I hope you have been listening to this amazing fable. Next, I will be presenting you with some questions, and which you will obviously take some time to answer. Either you can answer it aloud or write it down, whatever you are comfortable with. Let us look at question number 1, please. Who in this story is lazy and who was hardworking? Number 2. Despite asking his sons to assist him on the farm, they didn't assist him with the operations on the farm. So when did they get involved with the farming? When did they actually start working on the farm? Question number 3. What was the father's last words to his unwilling and lazy sons? Number 4. What was the actual treasure in the end? Did they find real gold coins or real coins? Number 5. What is the moral of this story? Please pause the video now, take some minutes to answer the questions, and when you are ready, press play. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bing, bing. If you have pressed play, welcome back. Let's have a look at the answers. I hope you get 5 out of 5. Question number 1. Who in the story is hardworking and who is lazy? Why? The father, who is the farmer, was working hard on the farm. The boys, who are his sons, were very lazy. Number 2. Despite asking the sons to assist him, to help him on the farm, they didn't help him or assist him with the operations of the farm. So when did they get involved with the farming? The sons were not involved with the operations of the farm until the father got ill and passed away or died. Then they started to work on the farm. Remember, they were lazy, they did nothing before then, gallivanting, laying about, watching TV, and spending time with friends. Question number 3. What was the father's last words to his unwilling and lazy sons? The father told his sons he had hidden a priceless treasure on the farm and they needed to find it. Aha! Number 4. What was the actual treasure in the end? Did they find the real coins? No, of course not. There was no actual treasure on the farm. In the end, the treasure was the fruitful harvest of the crops, which allowed the farm to be successful and to flourish. What is the moral of our story today? Easy peasy. This is a very easy moral. If you work hard, you will reap and earn the rewards. Hard work, lots of reward. Or lots of rewards. This was such a great story. I hope you enjoyed it and that you got 5 out of 5. If you did, your listening skills and ability to comprehend a fast-paced English storytelling with advanced vocabulary is very good. I'm very impressed. Please stay tuned for some more English videos that will help you impart some important English knowledge to increase and improve your ability to speak, listen, and write in English. I will see you soon. Bye! Okay, now it is time for the questions. I hope you have been listening carefully. Remember, there is no rush. You are more than welcome to press pause after our questions and then compare them to my answers. Let's read number 1, please. What is the difference between the baker and the florist? What jobs do they do? Number 2, how did the aroma, the smell of the freshly baked bread make the florist feel? Do you think the baker's actions were reasonable? Were they good actions? Were they bad? Why? What did the judge decide the outcome for the florist and the baker was? So what did the judge do? And finally, what is the moral of the story? Please kindly can you press pause, and when you are ready and you have written down your answers or verbally spoke them out loud, then you can press play. 3, 2, 1, pause! Bing, 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 bing. If you have just pressed play, welcome back. Let us have a quick look at our answers. I hope you get them all right. Not 2 out of 5, but 5 out of 5. Number 1, what is the difference in the jobs, the occupations? A baker bakes bread and cakes while a florist looks after and sells flowers in a shop. Easy peasy, right? Number 2, how did the aroma of the freshly baked bread make the florist feel? The scents coming from the bakery made the florist feel happy. Despite having so little, she appreciated the delicious smells. She was so happy just to smell all the smells, even if she had nothing in the world to offer. Do you think the baker's actions were reasonable? Were they good? Were they bad? No. The baker was unreasonable because he baked the bread. So the smell is caused by him. He cannot ask people to pay for the smell as well as pay for the bread and the goodies he is selling in his shop. What did the judge do? This was funny. What did he decide for the florist and the baker? What was the outcome? The judge asked the florist to rattle some coins in her hands. Do you remember? So the baker could hear them and get the satisfaction from the moving money sound. So you smell it, now you can hear the coins. It's almost the same aspect. It's quite funny. The moral of the story: we should always remember to treat people with honesty and also fairly, and we should not be ruled by our greed. There's a lot of this greed coming out through all the fables. People shouldn't be greedy. They should be helpful. They should want to share. They should be nice, be kind, don't judge. Thank you so much for joining our video today. I am so excited. I have many more videos that I would like to help you improve your English listening, writing, and speaking abilities. Stay tuned. I will see you soon. Bye.